Hello and welcome back to Wisdom Waves channel. I hope this is not the first time you see a Wisdom Waves channel video. Today we'll be talking about a fascinating topic that has been passed down through generations: folk wisdom. Folk wisdom is a form of knowledge that is passed down from generation to generation through oral tradition. Folk wisdom is often based on common sense, observation, experience, or tradition. It reflects the values and practices of a culture or a community. It is the collective wisdom of a community, usually expressed in short sayings, proverbs, and folk tales. Folk wisdom can be transmitted orally through proverbs, sayings, stories, or songs. Sometimes it can also be written down, such as in fables, fairy tales, or folk literature. Folk wisdom can offer practical advice, moral guidance, or entertainment. However, folk wisdom is not always accurate or scientific. Sometimes it can be based on superstition, prejudice, or outdated knowledge. For example, some folk wisdom claims that you can tell the weather by looking at the sky, or that you can cure a cold by drinking chicken soup. But these are not proven by science. Today, we will be exploring some of the most interesting and thought-provoking examples of folk wisdom from around the world. Let's start with a quote from the great philosopher Socrates. He said, "Wisdom begins in wonder." That's what folk wisdom is all about, finding wisdom in the everyday world around us. Every culture has its own set of folk wisdom that has been passed down through generations. In the United States, for example, there's a saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." This simple advice reminds us that healthy eating is essential for maintaining good health. In the United Kingdom, we have a famous proverb, "A penny saved is a penny earned." This phrase encourages us to be frugal with our money and save for the future. In Australia, there's a popular saying, "She'll be right mate." This phrase encourages people to be optimistic in the face of adversity and trust that everything will work out in the end. In Canada, there's a saying, "When the going gets tough, the tough get going." This phrase reminds us to be resilient in the face of challenges and to keep pushing forward, even when the going gets tough. These examples of folk wisdom show us that even though we come from different cultures and backgrounds, we share a common desire to live our lives with purpose and meaning. Folk wisdom has also been shown to have practical benefits. In fact, studies have shown that people who are familiar with folk wisdom are more resilient and better able to cope with stress. This is because folk wisdom teaches us valuable life lessons that we can apply in our everyday lives. For example, the Chinese proverb, "Fall 7 times, stand up 8, reminds us to persevere in the face of failure. Similarly, the African proverb, "Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors," teaches us that challenges are opportunities for growth and development. These are just a few examples of the countless nuggets of wisdom that can be found in folk wisdom. So, why is it important to learn about folk wisdom? Well, for one, it connects us to our cultural heritage and reminds us of our shared humanity. But more than that, it provides us with a rich source of wisdom and guidance that can help us navigate the complexities of life. Folk wisdom is a fascinating topic that can teach us a lot about human culture and psychology. It can also inspire us to create our own folk wisdom based on our own experiences and insights. In fact, some famous quotes and slogans that we use today are examples of modern folk wisdom. For example, "Just do it," "Think different," or "The truth is out there." Can you think of any other examples of modern folk wisdom? Let us know in the comments below. In a world that is becoming increasingly complex and uncertain, folk wisdom can help us.